Good morning, Summer 310 class. This is kind of a summary video that I'd like to do on the topics for Monday's lecture. So, in other words, I have two lectures that I have short to the point lectures that talk about exceptions. In other words, we spent practically all last week in-depthly looking at how muscles influence motion in a majority of our activities of daily living. It's muscles influence motion because they're pulling in the opposite direction as external forces, which are also trying to influence your motion. So if the external force is trying to take you this way, your muscles are going to pull in the opposite direction to either make you go this way, prevent you from going this way, or let you go this way. If I want to spin it to up, down, external force trying to bring you down, like say gravity, muscles make you go up, keep you from falling down, or they can let you go down slower than what the external force would make you go down by itself, right? So that's important. However, there are exceptions to this rule. Now, it's not that there's exceptions to the rule. Physics is universal. It's that there's exceptions to the functional tasks of going slow and controlled. There's exceptions to that. What happens if I do need to move in the same direction as gravity, but I need to go faster than what gravity can offer? Meaning that this pin can be influenced by gravity by itself if I let go of it. But what if I needed the pin to go faster than gravity? I had to get it to hit the table faster than what gravity can offer. Well, no solution is to apply a force in the up direction. A force up will either make it go up if it's greater than gravity, keep it from falling down if it's the same as gravity, or let it go slower than what gravity can offer if the force is less than gravity. So my point is that common sense says the only way to make this pin travel faster than what gravity can offer is to supply a force in the same direction as gravity, whether that's me pushing the pin down or pulling the pin down. And because muscles work with tension, with pull force, that's our options. In the case of the pin, what if I had my arm out to the side and I wanted my arm to fall faster than what gravity can offer? Like in the case of a jumping jack, right? If you're trying to do as many jumping jacks as you can in 10 seconds, I'm not going to do as many in 10 seconds if I just let gravity fall, let my arms fall. Because there's a way to do that motion faster than what gravity can offer. And that's if I pull with muscles in the same direction as gravity. Literally using my adductors to yank my arm down in the same direction as gravity, okay? Now, that means that you have two forces trying to influence your motion in the same direction. In this case, gravity is supplying some of that energy, and your muscles that pull in the direction of adduction are supplying some of that energy as well. You have heard what goes up must come down. Well, in joint motions, because we're not built by like tires could just keep spinning forever, theoretically, if there's no friction. Planet Earth is going to keep spinning forever until something stops it. Your joints are not like that. You have endpoints. There's finite ends to rotations. So that means those joint motions have to speed up and slow down eventually. What speeds up must slow down. So what I'm trying to get you to see is that our human body is not made like a Muppet. Muppets have like poles attached up. I'm talking about when you were a kid, you watch Muppets, and they would have little sticks attached, and the person could use the stick to move the hands and the legs. and these sticks would pull and push. Muscles aren't like that. Muscles are like puppets, the strings. So if you imagine a puppeteer that has strings influencing the puppets, there's no way that puppeteer can make any of the joint motions go faster than what gravity can offer in the direction of gravity. The puppeteer can't make the arm go down faster than gravity if all the strings pull up. So what I'm saying is that the same muscles that pull you down faster than gravity cannot be responsible for slowing you down. They can't push you to a stop. And assuming you don't slap your leg in the jumping jack, assuming muscles are speeding you up and slowing you down, by setting that rule, it makes it easier for us to understand and develop this concept. By saying, hey, when I do these jumping jacks, I'm not going to collide up here and I'm not going to collide down here. I'm just going to make muscles speed up my abduction, slow down my abduction, speed up my adduction, slow down my adduction. What that does is it allows us to see how plyometric sequences of muscles work to transition us from ab and add or add to ab. Meaning, adductors speed up my adduction through concentric work, working with gravity. Awesome. But there's going to come a time where it's like, whoa, there's a stop sign ahead and I got to put on the brake. And I know that the muscles pulling down can't slow down my adduction. So what's going to happen is my adductors are going to turn off and eventually my abductors are going to turn on, the muscles that pull in the direction of abduction, and it fits our equation. The abductors are going to slow down, put on the brakes. The abductors are going to slow down adduction through eccentric contraction. The abductors put on the brakes of adduction through eccentrics. And they are going to continue to do a job. They're going to pull to slow you down, change your direction, and then speed you up. So the abductors are going to continue to work, and they are going to speed up the abduction through concentric work. So what's really cool is these muscles stay on the whole transition, and the sequence of slowing down the add through eccentrics followed by the speeding up of the ab through concentrics, that's your plyometric sequence of your abductors. The abductors, their plyometric sequence is at the bottom of the jumping jacks because they slow down the add and then immediately speed up the ab. Abductors are going to speed up your abduction until it comes time to slow it down. What speeds up must slow down. Slowing down the can't be done by the abductors because they can't push and pull. So when it comes time to slow down the motion, yeah, you have gravity that wants to slow you down, but it's very limited. Guys, gravity is a weak force. Newborn babies beat gravity with their hands and their fingers and their arms. It's very weak. It's there, but it's not enough. If I'm trying to do as many of these flailing arm things as possible, I need more. I need extra. So what my body is going to do is, first of all, I need to turn off what's pulling in the direction of abduction. Live TV, folks. It's like a circus. And we're back. So what it needs to happen is that I need to turn off what's pulling up, turn them off, get them to stop doing their job, and turn on what pulls down. So that way gravity has some help. My adductors are going to turn on to put on the brakes of abduction, change my direction, and put on the gas of adduction. And that's the plyometric sequence of the adductors of the shoulder. Slowing down ab, changing my direction, and speeding up add. if we want to look at it as a sentence, the adductors are going to slow down abduction through eccentric work, continue to work above resting tone to eventually speed up adduction through concentric work. Adds, slow down ab through eccentrics, adds, speed up add through concentric. So if you can understand how, if I'm trying to do something fast, that's rare. How often do you do jumping jacks as fast as you can? It's rare. How often do you swat a mosquito? Or how often do you look to your left as fast as you can? How often do you do things fast? Not often. But we still need to understand what's responsible for speeding us up and slowing us down. The last exception to the rule is a spin-off of this concept. What I mean by that is, if you understand that certain muscles can help gravity, hey, gravity wants to slow me down and gravity wants to speed me up, but it needs some help if I'm going to do it faster than what it can offer. So I need these muscles, right? Then the next one should be really simple. What if there is no gravity? And I'm not talking about like literally, like the genie pops up, hey man, you got some wishes. I want no gravity. Chaos. Gravity is limited in its relative direction of force, right? Gravity is a flowing river of unseen force in the up-down as we perceive up and down, or as I'm perceiving it right now, up, down. Gravity isn't trying to do anything in the across. So the point is that in the across, gravity has zero influence. Gravity is not trying to make this pin go this way. Gravity is not trying to make this pin go that way. If I hold my hands out here, gravity is not trying to pry my arms apart, and gravity is not trying to bring my arms together. So, in the absence of an external force, what is there to speed me up and slow me down? We have the same concept. What speeds up must slow down? Muscles. And because muscles can't push, if there's no external force trying to horizontally abduct me, right? Gravity's just trying to extend me. Gravity's not trying to do this. Gravity's not trying to do that. And we know muscles can't push me. My horizontal adductors can't push my arms out. So the only logical answer is things that pull in directions of pull in the absence of an external force. Muscles that pull in directions are going to speed you up, and muscles that pull in the opposite direction could slow you down. So think of it like this. This arm right here, if I go from no motion to horizontal abduction, from here to there, and I say, in the absence of an external force, something had to be responsible for speeding me up, and something had to be responsible for slowing me down. I went from not moving to not moving, and there was motion in there. So I had to have a speed up phase and I had to have a slow down phase. Even though your eyes can't see it, it has to happen. Your eyes are very limited to see frames per second. That's because what we perceive as motion is just a flip book of still pictures. But if we slowed it down enough, you'd see you'd see that in speeding up the horizontal ab and slowing down the horizontal ab. Nothing stops instantaneously. Everything takes time. So the point is, who are my players here? Can things that pull this way make me go that way? So what sped up my motion? Horizontal abductors sped up my horizontal abduction through concentric work. Now, what speeds up must slow down. And there's no external force. I'm not in a machine. Something had to slow me down. The same things that pulled my arm out can't push me to a stop because muscles can't push and pull. They can only pull. So what stopped my horizontal abduction? The muscles that pull this way. The horizontal adductors, adductors. How did they do it? The only way the horizontal adductors can put on the brakes of horizontal abduction is through eccentric work. There's your plyometric sequence, man. It's the same thing as this, just here and with no external force. It's just muscles. Muscles speed me up, muscles slow me down. Muscles speed me up, muscles slow me down. Muscles speed me up, muscles slow me down. Get it? So, for whatever reason, if I'm trying to do, let's say I'm doing the shake weight. I remember shake weight? Right? If I'm just trying to do these little fluctuations of motion, guys, this fluctuation is because of little micro plyometric sequences. The horizontal adductors slow down the ab, speed up the ad. Then the horizontal abductors slow down the ad, speed up the ad. And take that concept to anywhere in the body. When you're going, that's plyometric sequences, man. What a great way to start a conversation. You know, you're dancing, you're clubbing, everybody's having a good time. And you're like, man, I really saw your moves. You were great. Can we talk plyometric sequences of your upper and lower body? I mean, you're going to make so many friends and you're going to impress so many people. But that's what it is. In the absence of external forces, concentric work speeds you up and eccentric work slows you down. This is inferring that you don't reach the end of a range of motion where bone slows you down or ligaments slow you down, right? This is just to show you how muscles are responsible for speeding you up and slowing you down in a normal range of motion. You don't want bone to smack up against bone. When possible, you want muscles to put on the brake and put on the gas. And what's really cool is, think about this concept. This is one of those so what things. You're in a car, what do you take it to the shop to fix more often? A lot more often. Your brakes. You start to hear squeaking when you put on your brakes, and the brakes start to wear away because it takes more to put on the brakes than it does to turn on the gas. And that's why there's more damage with eccentric work. When I go shoot basketball, and I haven't played basketball in a while, and I'm shooting shots and I'm shooting shots, and the next day, my tricep and my anconeus isn't sore. My extensors aren't sore. You know what's sore? My elbow flexors, my bicep, and my brachioradialis. These front muscles are sore because it takes more. There's more damage from pulling apart things than there is shortening things. Think about it. If I wanted to do damage to this sheet of paper, I'm not going to do damage like this. I'm going to do damage like this. Pulling things apart do damage more than pushing them together. Okay? So the point is that I have damage when I get too close to the end of my extension. I don't want my bone to stop my extension. That's not very healthy. I need my flexors to put on the brakes of extension through eccentric work. And what happens is those muscles fray and they get pulled apart and they get damaged. You look at any rope in depth, you're going to see some broken fibers of rope. They call it frayed rope, because that's where damage happens, is when ropes are being pulled apart. Boy, I got a very intense look on my face. Being pulled apart. That's where damage happens. And that's where damage happens in your muscles when they're being pulled apart. Okay? So that's what I need you guys to understand, that in the absence of an external force and inferring that I don't get to the end of my range of motion where bone's stopping me or ligaments stopping me, if I look to the left as fast as I can, there was two phases. What sped me up And what slowed me down? Speeding me up, I need muscles that pull this way, but those same muscles can't push me to a stop. When it comes time to put on the brake, I need muscles that are pulling this way. Speed up, left transverse cervical rotators, but slowing me down, right transverse cervical rotators through eccentrics. Okay. All right. I hope this video has helped you guys. The last thing I'm going to include on the lecture tomorrow is stretching concepts. But for the most part, you guys have a majority of the game plan in place for you to do really well on your final. I want everyone to do super well, and I'll see you guys later.